My name is Alistair Haverbrook, and I was the senior animator on the Simpsons movie. I know why you're here and what you wish to talk about, so I won't waste any of your time. You want to hear about that scene, don't you? It was October 2006, and I was with my team in London, with the rest of the crew out in LA. Mr. Groening phoned me with a storyboard. He wanted sorry, I don't recall their names. The short one. He's rude to everyone. Mr. Groening wanted him in a scene where he skateboards entirely in the nude. I said it wasn't a problem. We'd done that kind of thing before, with the parents in Series 9. The key is to have a constant stream of props on screen to obscure the character's more Protestant parts. Mr. Groening paused for a moment. Then he said, "No, Alistair, you don't understand. I don't want them obscured." Initially I laughed. I thought it was a joke, the type we used to play on one another at the boarding school. But he was deadly serious, and the enormity of the situation began to dawn on me. He wanted me to draw this little boy's winky. Now, I pride myself on being a good Christian. I live the Bible through my actions each and every day. But what I was being asked to do shook my faith to its core. I consulted the scriptures for guidance, hoping the Lord might give me a sign. But funnily enough, there's nothing in the Old Testament about drawing a tiny yellow penis. It's often assumed that all of our animation's done in Korea. I can assure you it's not. The Koreans wouldn't have agreed to this. It would be considered deeply offensive in their culture. Same for the Vietnamese. My God, even the Welsh wouldn't touch it, and that's not something I ever thought I'd say. An intern in my office initially volunteered to shoulder the responsibility, but I refused. I couldn't have that happen to her. What would her poor mother think? A girl of 28 is far too young to be witnessing things like that. No, it had to be me. I remember saying goodbye to the children, contacting my solicitor, heaven forbid anything should have happened, and locking myself in the studio for 5 days straight. I bought a few of those drinkable yogurts, a multi-pack of Yop, as I felt that those would keep me regular. It worked for the first couple of days, but after that, the vomiting grew so severe I was losing more liquid than I was taking on. I would prefer not to speak in detail about the event itself, if that's quite all right, but I believe it took around about 45 attempts to get the shape that you see in the final cut. Often the testes would droop unnaturally low, or the todger would appear too spiky. There was a real delicate balance to be struck. When it was finally finished, I sent the proofs away via first-class recorded delivery, and I burnt the pencils I'd used, lest they fell into the wrong hands and ended up being bid on by sickos on eBay. I wish to offer my sincere gratitude to my wife for her conduct in the month following the event. It's my understanding I didn't say a single word to her in all that time. Such was the extent of my rehabilitation. Mr. Groening refused to say if he ever received the package, I suppose so he could maintain a facade of plausible deniability. He just instructed me to finish the film. However, after the sin I'd committed, I looked at an early sketch of the Harry Plopper character next to Spider-Pig, and from Spider-Pig to Harry Plopper, and from Harry Plopper to Spider-Pig again. But already it was impossible to say which was which. My name is Alistair Haverbrook, and that is my extraordinary experience.